Hey everyone, Wendy O here. We are back at the Love and Marriage podcast. This is my host, Hotep. Jesus, it's been a long day. It's been a long
Oh,
day. We are back at our regular time Wednesday night at 9:30 ET, and we're gonna be talking about love and relationships. We got a lot of interesting things to discuss tonight. I don't even have a script because we have so many. I just think the conversation is gonna flow because of everything that's been going on.
yeah. I mean, we got to talk entanglements. We got to talk John McAfee and Janice McAfee. That, like, last week alone for me was just wild. I said it right here. Was just wild because I went from an interview with Young Pharaoh, and Young Pharaoh said some stuff that just like blew my mind. Like one thing he said, which I totally agree with, shut up and code. But, I asked him, what's the most important language you would say black people need to learn? And he said silence. And I was like, damn, like somebody else who really gets it, right? Because I've been telling people a lot lately, like, just shut the fuck up. Like, people are talking to add to these topics. They're not, I mean, people are talking to subtract from these topics. They're not talking to add to these topics. Everybody wants to uh, take something away from the conversation, whether it's likes, engagement, so on and so forth. Everybody's looking to take from the conversation. Nobody's looking to give. So it's just like all about the silence, right? And I'm just like, yeah. And then we go into the John McAfee, and he's on the run from the popo, and he's got a ghost phone, right? So it's like silence and then a ghost phone. And now like the rest of my week, I'm just like, meditating monk style, you know, like like running through all these different scenarios in my head. Like, cause John is like, he's a slick guy, right? Like you gotta watch him. He's very, very slippery, as we already know. So it's like, there's a lot that you have to read in between the lines of that interview.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said a lot in between the lines that I don't think a lot of people caught, but another amazing interview. So I go from Young Fowl to that. I didn't even want to tweet the rest of the week. I'm like, yo, I just need to like take some time off. I had an interview on Friday. I was supposed to interview somebody. I totally forgot about that shit. It was they yeah, I got my mind screwed with last week.
It was a very intense thing, but one thing that I want to take away from the young pharaoh that you had talked about, you said that black people should be quiet. I think that that goes for white people too, because there's a lot of white people that are chiming in, and really at the end of the day, we get the well. I think that they support what's going on. They understand what's going on, but it's like, what are you doing besides just talking out the side of your neck? Like, if you want to really
Yeah.
help the cause and help support people, show
Right.
actions. Don't just talk.
Yeah, a lot of people have come to me, hey, well, what can we do for the black community? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's one of the best things everybody can do for the greater community. Everybody needs to shut the fuck up. We had this COVID put everybody in their own quarters, social distancing. Well, along with that social distancing should have been social silencing. We need to practice silence because, we get caught in these media cycles. Media presents a topic and everybody has to jump in on it, right? And it's just like, when do you become selective with what you react to? you
Hmm.
know, and practicing silence to help you do that. So that's what I've been practicing. I haven't been tweeting much. I've been like zenned out, coding, chess, kids. We got trials this week. Keeping them on schedule and not sleeping all day.
It's summertime for kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like a full time job keeping them on point. Because I'm at the computer working because I might be working with another AI company soon too. We'll keep that, you know what I mean, under wraps. But also I'm expecting. I got another Hotep coming.
Congratulations. I knew that's what you meant the other week, but I was like,
Yeah, I hadn't told my parents yet, so that's why I didn't want to say publicly before. We told them and everything. Baby's due next January. Yeah, so we got another Hotep coming.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations. I'm hype. You guys, make sure if you're in the chat, make sure to give some super chat, support baby Hotep. Help. Put the kid through college, get him some coding stuff, get him all ready, set to go, support the chat. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you guys.
Well, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's a blessing. You know, it's gonna be a little girl.
Is it?
So yeah, little
Oh my
girl.
goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was a girl before they even told us. You know,
Okay.
but yeah, beautiful, beautiful moment. So I'm just like, and I'm working out, like I'm getting bulky again. So I'm just like laser focused, but it's all because of like John McAfee and Young Pharaoh, right? Like Young Pharaoh is this young intellectual who like wants to be like the elite of intellectuals, and I'm like, that's exactly what I want to be, right? So now it's just like, it's like Jay-Z says, when you think you're the best, there's always somebody younger, hungrier coming, so I love seeing the youth out there, and he kind of motivated me to study and get back in the books. But John McAfee's like living the life, right? He's like what you do after you've already, created a multi-billion dollar corporation, right? It's
That's
like,
what you do after you have fuck you money.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, and I'm in between those places. I'm in between like Young Pharaoh's 26 and like John McAfee's 76. So I'm like dead smack in the middle of these two guys, right? And I'm just like, oh, feeding off of it, and it's just have me supercharged all week, man.
That's exciting. Yeah, it was the interview with McAfee was pretty intense. Like as I've seen their stuff before and I've had friends that have interviewed them and talked to them, and I knew a little bit of their story, but just to hear all of that, like it's like so much information coming at once. And Janice's story is actually really amazing. Like it's literally it's Pretty Woman like in real life.
Yeah, that's good. That's good comparison. I hadn't even thought about that. She's the black pretty woman.
Yeah, it's like you go from being on the streets to because she's a hustler. You could tell, and she's very very intelligent. She's very street smart, and you go from that to being with someone like John. He's a very intelligent guy, but he's nuts. He's absolutely nuts. He was DMing me. Can you send me more clips? Can you send me more clips?
Yeah, was he?
Yeah, so I said
Yo,
I'm gonna send him another one on Friday. I haven't had time this week because I've been so busy, but I actually did an interview today. You should watch it if you have time. I did an interview with my buddy Daniel Jones, and he's been in Bitcoin since 2009.
okay.
Like
So he's
in the
really,
yeah, he's been there, and he's a coder, and he talks about a lot of like security stuff. But you should listen to it to get just to hear his perspective and his opinion on
okay.
things. He's very intelligent and with it.
All right, I'm gonna take that in because I was watching your interview with McAfee, and that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
what were your thoughts? Like, okay, so Hotep goes into the interview with Janice and John, or John and Janice, and you're just
yeah,
like, okay, let's let them talk. Like, what I want to know your initial reaction, and then like the reaction in the middle, and then like at the end, because because I like to watch your facial expressions. I like to
yeah,
see how people react to stuff, and there are some
yeah.
things you're just like,
Yo, um, I felt like a kid again. If I felt like a kid, I just wanted to hear more of the story. Like it's just like, no, get back to the story. What happened? And then what happened first? Like the order of them being on the run from the cartel, and him and the Belizean government, and the SEC and all of that. It's just like, damn. Um, I don't want to talk about that part yet, the end yet, but in the beginning, I was just like, first of all, I think we have to look at what was I expecting from McAfee. I wasn't expecting what we got, right? Watching an interview with you, it was two different John McAfees, right? Because you guys were talking more like business and crypto. Oh, excuse me, and crypto and stuff. And a few times he'd get a little crazy, and you'd like bring it back, and like, I don't know, but he was just wilding this whole, like, he was bugging the whole thing. He was loose. Maybe he had a couple of drinks. I don't know what
not
it was.
not a couple of drinks. You know what he was drinking? He was drinking straight whiskey. Drinking straight Jameson.
Oh well, he was loose. He
Mm-hmm.
was real loose and he was comfortable. And I felt like we got like an epic interview, like it's epic documentation. That was time capsule material. But John McAfee, the guy who created the antivirus. I remember being a kid and installing. I remember talking to my dad and like, Dad, yeah, we should get this antivirus. He's like, no, that's garbage. You need McAfee. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, this is it. He's like, no, it's McAfee. We're getting McAfee or it's nothing, right? So I remember McAfee dominating the market. And now being older and like talking to the guy is like, it's like it fucks with you, right? It was like meeting 50 Cent, right? Like, this is shit we thought about, we dreamed about, and then it happens, right? And it's just like, I didn't dream about meeting John McAfee, but it's just like, I wanted to be in this tech space and I'm talking to John McAfee, right? So I'm not like starstruck during the interview, I'm starstruck after the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck just happened? Like try to process all his stories and like try to decipher which of it is misinformation and which of it is not. It's just like really fun to play with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just an amazing, amazing story. He dropped the N bomb. Did you edit out the N bomb?
No, that's in there. I didn't, because I don't edit unless you guys wanted me to go back and edit it. I don't like to edit anything because it's reality. It's what happens. I don't want to alter reality or to change it.
You so gangster for that.
I mean, I first off, I didn't say it.
Right, right.
He said it, and he's married
Yeah,
to a black woman. If that's how they, and he was calling her the B word. So if that's
yeah.
how they run their marriage, I'm not one to judge. That's their business.
McAfee's a pimp. And I I don't know if I mean that in a literal sense or the figurative sense, but some way somehow he's a pimp. He was like, man, I had her and I had the white bitch in the house too, and I'm just like, damn, you had two hoes in the house at the same time. Like, yo, what are you on right now? Like, like who does this? Like, who lives this life like this? Right? It's just like,
McAfee.
right, right. Like, and you're in like I'm in my bubble. I'm Mr. Family Guy, and I'm coding, right? And I'm paying the bills. This guy's fucking picking up whores, running from the cartel with 30 guns on a yacht and millions in the bank. And I'm just like, shut up and code. I'm like, yo, I gotta get my life together. I need some more adventure in my life.
No, but he dropped. You guys dropped the N word with the A, and I was just like, oh my god.
Oh my
I'm
god.
thinking, I'm like, oh my god, my channel's gonna get banned. My channel's gonna get banned. What in the actual f? My channel's gonna get banned. And then they
Yeah.
started dropping the white bitches, and I'm like, okay, all right, this is cool. I don't mind that because like
This is safer.
when I used to hang out with street people, that's that's how they talk. And Janice,
Yeah.
she's got my utmost respect, but I'm just like, oh shit. And then he starts coming at you about the weave and the dreads. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that part was kind of funny to me. I just, it's just a dude who got jokes. So like, and an old head that got jokes. You gotta remember, I'm used to working with old heads. I was in the mortgage industry real young. I worked with old heads. When I was 20 something, I worked for the Department of Public, actually 19 or 18. Yeah, 18 going into 19 that summer. I worked at the Department of Public Works for my town. It's a bunch of old heads. So like, I'm used to like the old head talking shit to me. So that part was homely. It felt like a homely part of the interview. Like, oh, he got jokes. It's like he's feel comfortable enough with me to have jokes, right? So this
Yeah.
is like a great thing. He DM'd me too, and I'm just like, oh shit, John McAfee fucking DM'd me. Like,
I said that isn't that the best?
yo, I had a meeting with, like I told you, one of the AI companies I'm talking to, and right after the meeting, he's talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, Hotep Jesus is talking." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Yeah, I just got off the interview with John McAfee." He's like, "The John McAfee." I'm like, "The John McAfee." Right? It's like, how do you go into an interview with somebody like that after you do that? And it's just like I couldn't help but saying it wasn't like I was saying it to impress. It was just like
Right.
30 minutes ago I was with John McAfee and I had to tell somebody.
It
you
it
know,
it was reality though.
it was, and that was the hard part. Like for me to just get my mind around that his life is reality. This is somebody's reality, and what is that like?
Could you imagine being Janice? Could you just imagine? She's just, she's just chilling. She's just doing her business. She's working her corner. She's grinding. She's got the hustle. You can tell she's got the hustle. But could you just imagine? I'm sure she's been with like other well known people, but they don't talk about it. But could you imagine having a man, like you're on the streets and having a man that with that much money that wants you to like be their ride or die, just picking you up off the street and essentially just changing your life within 20. Her life changed the moment she met him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That was a clean pickup. That was probably the score of her life.
Like, and then I was thinking though, I was like, what happens when he passes away?
I thought about that too, and I wouldn't allow myself to do that. So I start as soon as I thought that I was like, I don't want to think about
Yeah,
it
it just,
because
it's
when I thought about it, I thought about okay, how is this right? Like I thought about like how's he go? Is he going natural causes or is he going out in like a blaze with his 30 guns? Right? Like, and that's when I was like, no, we can't have these thoughts. I'm a Christian boy. you know? Yeah, so I don't know. He's a wild guy. Um, but I think there's a greater lesson to be learned here. Like when I asked him that question about how you can you be with ex prostitute, and he was like, like fuck love. There's no fucking such thing as love. And I'm like, yo, Hotep's been told you. Like this is the same shit I was telling Wendy O. Like, ain't no such thing as love. You know what I'm saying? Either you got respect for the person, they got your back, or they're not. You really looking for a friend at the end of the day, somebody, who got your back. Cause I'll be honest, after 20 years, you're not in love with that person no more. You waking up and it's just like the homies right there, right? Like it's a different type of love, and I think that homie love is deeper than that artificial or synthetic honeymoon love, right? Because that quickly comes, but it quickly fades to that honeymoon love, that puppy love. That ain't where it's at, you know, holding me down is priority number one. Right? Like, yeah, that's that kind of like what we need from just people around us. Period. It's just like that level of loyalty and trust. And then breaking that is just like, oh, right. Um, but the stuff that they went through, I can see why they have that bond, right?
mm-hmm.
Like, when she stops him from jumping into the garbage container, right? Like, just because I ain't getting in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, not thinking about it just because of who she is. And that's how her personality is built. Like, and then him being savvy enough to kind of get through that whole thing and think that whole thing out. Um, the biker chick getting scared was supposed to be their security. Your security is scared. Could you imagine, like your homie be like, yeah, I got a homie for you. He gonna watch your back. And you running from the cartel, he in the back seat screaming. I'd be so upset. Like, yo, you gotta go, yo. You gotta go.
Just the whole thing, like, because somebody like Janice, somebody that is that street smart and that she's a very very intelligent woman, and she's
Yeah.
very well spoken. That's rare. That is very very rare. You just don't find somebody. You don't find people like that.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah. I mean, I used to frequent strip clubs in my area, mostly because as hip hop artists, that's where like music got broke. That was like where the in crowd hung out,
Mhm.
and I used to get VIP service in there, and I used to not even really go for the girls. I used to go for the food. Jersey Girls used to be open. The food was banging, and the girls are more entertainment because the tricks that they could do. But
It's a vibe.
um, Yeah, it's definitely a vibe. It's definitely like entertainment, and it's like it's not. It wasn't sexual in any way at all. At least not for me. Um, except for maybe a couple of the girls. But speaking with a lot of these people from this, um, in fact, I was writing for this one magazine back in the day, and I interviewed one, and I know like girls who like are strippers, and it's just and I look at them and I look at some of the women I know, and I'm like, man, these strippers are smarter than y'all. Like the strippers are pretty savvy. You would expect them to be dumb because they're quote unquote hoes.
No,
Nah, they pretty on top of it. They pretty on top of things. And I think you kind of gotta be to be in that business. I think it'd be dangerous not to be. And we see that with Janice, where she's just quick on her feet, quick on her toes. Um, and that's crucial for somebody like McAfee.
I know they had. I just even like when they got caught and like I forget what government it was because it's like every government. I feel like every government in the world had them like locked up somewhere.
Mm,
But they got locked up and like he faked the stroke and she was just like she like
that
it's
part was funny.
like can you imagine like being so in tune with each other, like the shit that you see in the movies, that is their life, like being so in tune with somebody, you knowing how to act that fast, because I've been in some crazy situations in my life, very crazy situations, and I wasn't always able to act that fast and to be that fast on my feet, but like with Janice it's like time and time and time again, that's how she's able to think and she's able
Yeah.
to keep up with that man. That's impressive.
Yeah, I had this one time. I was in the hood. I think we was in Passaic, and we went to again one of these strip clubs. Me and my girl, and we went to go support. They the popular DJ, and from the area out there. So we went and supported my people's promoted the event. And then we came out. And we was smooching by the car, and like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't too late, and then I hear this voice, "Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo." So my girl, pew, like the goddamn road runner. She was gone and in the car, all doors locked in 1.5 seconds. Now I'm standing with this dude who's just like sweaty, got like a tank top on. He like, yo, I just came from the boxing gym, yo. I need a couple of dollars. And I'm like, oh shit, this nigga trying to catch me with the jokes. He like trying to like rob me, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? But me thinking quick on my feet, I looked around like, man, it's an ATM right there. I'm like, yo, meet me by the ATM. I'm like, yo, I would, just drive you over there. But as you can see, you scared the lady. You know what I mean? But meet me over by the ATM. Is right there. I'm gonna pull up. I throw you $20. It's nothing, yo. It's nothing, bro. Like that. Got in the car, peeled down on his ass. You know what I'm saying? But like, you gotta. I don't think people understand. Like, you gotta be able to think quick on your feet out here.
Hmm.
Um, and that goes for a lot of different situations. Like you see people having altercations online and at 7-Eleven and smacking people over not wearing masks and all types of like, but that's part of like thinking quick on your feet, how to de-escalate situations. It's a super important part of life, man. And I'm getting a little off topic here, but you could tell that she had that that quick on the feetedness, quick on the toes.
Most definitely. I like Janice. I think she's dope.
Word. Shout out to Raider. He said, "Congrats, Hotep and Bill. Appreciate you." Steph Colonel. He said, "McAview interview was gangster as appreciate you, homie." Yeah, man. It was a Netflix. It was a Netflix episode. Yo, that whole interview was like a Netflix episode, man. Yeah, like it was a Netflix movie. I see why he want to sue people for trying to portray him in movies. I'd be very particular too. Like my story is kind of dope. You ain't gonna mess this up.
Right. I think they want to come on again, to be honest.
Do they?
I think if we ask them they would. If you want to have them on for round two, we can definitely I can reach out and we can set that up. and like maybe
Yeah.
like a month or something, just so we could, because I'm still processing it too, because I'm gonna go, because I normally sit on Saturday morning and I chop our stuff up. I pull the clips so I can put them on Twitter, and I sat for an extra hour and I'm just listening because I have to listen to everything. I'm not the best editor, but I can get by. So I'm just listening, and I'm like, what the? And I'm like putting all these little markers everywhere, just because it's like hit after hit after hit after hit. It's like a lot. So
Yeah.
I would love to have them on again, but like I'm still processing it. Like I need to, because I'll, when you're just,
Yeah.
when you're around all that energy and it just like hits you, and you have it with you still, and you just need some time to process and like let it out.
Yeah. And in the interview, like, how many views did it do on your channel?
I think mine got like 1,300.
Yeah, mine didn't even do that much. I'm like, and so which has me thinking, like, hold on, let me look. Let me tell you the exact count. 3.5K, right? So I did Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh did 100K, right? And his interview messed me up. John McAfee's interview messed me up just as much, if not more. And only did 3.5K views. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, why didn't this get more attention? I think it's because this story is so raw. I think that people are afraid to share it.
I think so too. There's some, and also too, like, because I've got the crypto. My stuff is all crypto. There's some things I post that I notice that crypto Twitter does not fuck with. Like I posted something earlier that was kind of important to me, and I even said, because I saw it didn't get a whole lot of engagement, it got like 20 likes. So I commented after, I said, I don't care if I lose friends or followers or da da da. I'm going to speak on this because it's important to me. So I'm just, it just depends, and I don't. People might not know who he is either, because he's just, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think he's too much for a lot of people, man. Um, I thought he was straight out of like a '80s. He's like an '80s like villain, But were the villain's like really the good guy? Because at the time the villain's really the good guy,
Hmm.
you know. That's what he gave me the feel of, like this miscreant good type guy, right? Where he's on the side of, he's like Batman, right? But like more like he's like Wolverine, like where he's like rough around the edges, but he'll kick ass. Like he's like that type of like hero. But like from the '80s, like really crude and just brash language, right? That
Hmm.
like some people just can't stomach, and I'm just like totally here for it, right? Because I don't know, I just kind of like crude shit because it just feels. I think because it feels so honest.
Hmm.
People put on their best voice and inflection. I'm just like, okay, what lie are you telling me now?
That's how I feel too. I see people on the internet and I'm like, you're full of shit. Like, and that's what the interview. No, I'm being dead serious. The interview I did today with my buddy Daniel, I met him in real life. I know him pretty well, and he basically called out maximalists for all their bullshit, and them basically just being a bunch of morons that have no idea what they're talking about, that have no idea about like the ethos of Bitcoin and the cyberpunk movement. He called out Peter McCormick. He called out all kinds of people. Like he gives no fucks, and he can say what he wants because he's been in Bitcoin since almost the inception.
He came at Peter McCormick, the
Oh
God.
yeah,
Uh
Peter
oh.
Peter's cool. Don't get me wrong, but Peter he starts beef with people.
Yeah, Peter be trolling.
Yeah,
He like fucking with y'all. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Peter's funny.
I
He's
like
he's
Peter.
he's he's very strategic. He's very
Oh yeah.
strategic in how he operates and how he reacts to things. He's a very interesting guy. So you guys attacking the maximalists. All right, let's not talk crypto because I'll get into that geek talk and we'll be off
So
topic for the rest of the night.
let's change topics a little bit. Let's talk about let's talk about entanglements.
Yeah. Told
Because
you. I told you women are the apex predators. Literally, when you read my book, it literally starts with women are the apex predator. This is chapter 1. Women are the apex predator. They are.
so
And
before we
we've seen it with Jada.
Before we get started, I watched a little bit. I posted something I found on TikTok because it was so funny. Someone made a rap, like a little rap thing. I don't know if you listened to it, you retweeted it, but it was like saying what happened. So basically, Jada and August met. I don't know what it was that they had met on. Maybe it was content they were making or something. And I guess August got involved with the family. Will and Jada, they had a separation. Which, if you're married and you're separated, you're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want. That's part of being separated because it's on the road to being divorced. So, and then her and August had their thing. August got sick or something like that, and then her and Will, I guess she called it off with August, and her and Will got back together. I don't. So if any of that is incorrect, tell me.
That sounds about right.
Okay. So before we get started, though, I heard an interesting rumor, a Hollywood rumor, way back.
Oh,
So my buddy that used to work in healthcare with me, he had a lot of connections because he was an actor. He traveled all of Europe. My buddy, he ended up passing away. My buddy Dennis, but he said that, and this was years ago. This is maybe probably like 5 or 6 years ago. He said that Will and Jada were both gay and they were just together to kind of shield that. To shield that from the public because it wasn't being gay was not really accepted like 20 years ago. So that's what he said. He said they're both gay. He's all their best friends, and then they married each other.
yeah, I remember that rumor.
So
I remember hearing that. Yeah, that's a pretty old rumor. That's been going around since I was a young boy. We've heard that. Yeah, could be some truth to it. It could be. Um, yeah, that again, Jada's the apex predator.
okay,
And no, you're not allowed to hump somebody else during a separation.
that's what you get. That's what people get separated.
No,
Yes. Then what did he get separated for?
that's your time. That's your time to heal with yourself. Time to allow the yoni to contract
What's a yoni?
and uh the vajayjay. This is a time for you to uh become a nun. You see, after you have your first husband, you get no more. That's it for you. You failed at being a woman. So you have to devote your life to God.
I'm
So
calling. I'm calling a homie Janice. We're gonna fix this right now. I'm calling the homie Janice. That's it. That's it.
nah, as soon as if anything happens, God forbid something happens to McAfee, she has to commit herself to a nunnery. She has to devote the rest of her life. There are no men after McAfee.
I'll let you tell her that.
I'm gonna tell her that too.
I will let you tell her that.
I'm gonna tell her that.
She's gonna
I'm
come.
gonna tell
She's
her
gonna
that.
come find you.
Oh Lord, I'm dead. Then. But real talk, you can't be. So you separate. First of all, you dating this little boy. He younger than you. He's another name. He's mentally ill. Like
Was
there's
he
a whole
mentally
lot of
ill?
boundaries we cross. He's part of him. That's what when he said he was sick, they wasn't talking about physically.
What happened?
He's got to be dealing with mental issues. It's got to be dealing with mental issues. Don't have any details, but if I had to put money on it, they're talking about mental issues, right?
Hmm.
Because there's rumors out there because he made a mental issue mistake, right? Like he's talking openly about his relationship with Jada in the media for what? Like why'd you even feel like you need to talk about that? Obviously, there's something not right upstairs,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
you
Anybody
know,
who does
because
that has got some issues. But people were saying because I was kind of following it and watching what happened. And first off, it was just why did they feel the need to talk to the community or talk to anybody about what happened between them? Like they sat at that red table.
yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Why did they feel the need to explain themselves? Um, the only thing I can think of is kind of get ahead of the rumors. Um, may have been a play. I don't know PR. I know PR, but I know PR like that. Um, but I guess it depends on which way you want to take it. But you know, um, it was it was a beautiful moment between two people.
Hmm.
And when I went into it, I wasn't expecting it to be a beautiful moment. I'm like, damn, she about to sit up here and tell her husband some other dude was smanging that ass. You know what I mean? Like in front of all of us, right? Like I'll be damned if I sit at any goddamn table and talk about my wife having relations with another man. Like you're just not gonna catch me doing that. But
Hmm.
somehow, uh, it was just a very honest and upfront moment between two individuals, and I saw a bit of sweetness in there, a bit of tenderness. It was like, oh, they have a beautiful relationship, because I kind of understood what they were saying with this whole life partner thing, right? You know, like Jada's messing with this dude because she's trying to replace parts of herself she feels is missing, right? But she sees that's a huge mistake now because he's running around telling everybody business, right? So she's screwed up. At least when Will does his dirt, it's not all in the tabloids. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I think that's the most embarrassing part about all of this. But for them to get over this is just like it's very much like the John McAfee and Janice situation where it's like beyond love. It's just like who gonna hold you down when it
Right.
all said and done. And I think after all of this, it finally set in with Jada like, damn, Will really the only nigga on this earth that's gonna hold me down. Whereas before, I think she was questionable about that.
But that brings another question is do you sacrifice your sexual appetite and your happiness to be with your friend? Do
Sex
you
is for heathens.
uh,
Sex is for the devil. You got the devil in you.
I'm being
you're
no,
trying.
this is
You're
a
trying.
real thing because it's a real thing because you have people that are married for a very long time. The sex is that gets dead. Women need something, men need something because Will's out doing his business. There's rumors about him too, so he's not innocent. So anybody that's going to sit on their high horse and say Will's innocent and da 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 da, sit down because he's not innocent. Because there's pictures of him and other women. They just haven't ran their mouth like August did.
A woman who compares herself to a man is an angel fallen from grace. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. A woman that compares herself to a man is an angel that has fallen from grace. You wouldn't.
Janice, 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 I got a problem.
We need women to be the angels that they were meant to be. That's why when you see angels, you only see angel as babies. Most of the time, angels is babies because these niggas is pedophiles and all types of nasty shit. But that's a whole nother story for another day. But I think it's because it's babies and women are supposed to be like the innocent parts of man, right? So that's why you always see angels, they're women, and so like y'all are meant to be very angelic and flowerful, right? And that's what we need y'all to be. You know, sex should be the last thing on a woman's mind. And just because a man is humping, don't mean you got to act like a dog too. Control yourself, woman. Like the children ain't gonna do what daddy say. They gonna do what mama say.
No, the kid, my daughter listens to her father.
But she's gonna do like her mother. She's gonna imitate her mother.
That's true. That's
All the
true.
babies imitate mama. Mama get final say. Daddy might have the most assertion, his voice, bass, and all of that. He might have the most assertion, but mommy get final say. So if mommy's out here final say, like, oh, I need this itch to scratch, you gonna raise another generation of boys and girls who want to get their itch scratched. And we need people that are gonna be out here trying to have better relationships. And see, when we have better relationships with each other, that's when you have better intimate relationships with people. But it starts from that core, that trust, that hold me downness.
Yeah, but I mean, but I'm being serious. This is important to discuss, but it's like she obviously wasn't, she was there was something missing from the relationship. So she felt the need to go out and be with August.
It was something missing, not from the relationship. There was something missing from herself.
Okay.
And this is why I said broken women look for other people to supply the missing parts. A woman has all the parts. People can help you put the parts back in place, but they can't give you the parts. You have all the parts you need. Women are looking for men to fill this void, to provide the parts to fix their broken ass. No, you need to you what you need is you need God and you need Jesus and you need the Lord and you need the most high and you need the spirit and you need the soul. You need some yoga classes. You need some Bikram.
I love
Right?
Bikram yoga.
You need Bikram in your life and you need to woosah your ass back to reality and stop thinking with organs. This is the problem with all people, especially women. And you go out here mess with this little boy. Now this little boy got the whole world making your husband look stupid because he blowing your back out. You know what I mean? And while you and your husband got a separation, now your husband, the same dude who's been on he was part of the family. How you gonna smash the dude that your husband let into the home? I damn sure wouldn't have took Jada back. I'll tell you that right now. Me and Jada would have been split. It'd have been done. I'd have been over. Sorry to tell you. That's why I said it's some sweet shit they got because Will's a good man for dealing with that shit.
Right. No, I agree with that. It was
Whatever she was missing, a lot of y'all women miss. I'll be missing, and y'all try to find it on Instagram and TikTok.
I mean, it was cute. Like, you could tell he was hurt, but I feel like people are kind of ganging up on Jada, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're a hoe," and da 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 da. But I feel like I know that Will is out there because there's pictures with him and other women too, so he's not innocent in this.
He's Will Smith. He's Will Smith.
He's part of the Illuminati. Okay, they're all part of the
He's
Illuminati.
not part of no damn. He's Will Smith. And again, we gotta fall back to what I previous said. A woman who compares herself to a man is an angel that what?
Fallen from grace.
Has fallen from grace, Wendy. So we can't keep saying what the man did. What the man did is no excuse for what a woman does. A woman has to hold herself accountable to be at a higher standard. You can't say all my friends sell drugs, so I'm gonna sell drugs too. That's an excuse that a lot of people use.
It is, but at the same time, it's like Will's not innocent though. He's not innocent. It don't You don't get to have it both ways.
Again,
I,
it's got to be somebody at least outside the house, not the homie.
okay, that's fine. I can agree with that because I mean, but that's generally what happens though when somebody cheats. It's generally somebody that's inside the house. It's somebody that's close because, like I told you, my his whatchamacallit, his mom dated the dad's best friend, and the dad's best friend dated or the dad dated his best friend's wife.
Wait, what?
My husband's mother ended up being with the dad, or no, my husband's mother ended up being with her husband's best friend when they split up. And then
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
then that's on some Latino stuff, I think. I don't know. And then his dad got with his best friend's ex-wife. It's always the people that are in the 15-mile radius. And I have a friend. We were all at the beach. Where it was a big family day, whatever, at the beach. And he's like, Wendy, can you help me? Because I'm going to be starting that business. He's like, can you hook me up with some da 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 da? And we started talking about his dating patterns and stuff like that. And I was like, do you use apps? How are you meeting women? He's like, yeah, I use apps. And he's like, I was like, do you just date women in your neighborhood? He goes, yeah. He's like, I only have it set for a 10-mile radius. And I was like, that's why you can't find somebody. I was like, because you're limiting yourself. You're not going to find somebody within a 10-mile radius. You need to go at least a 60-mile radius.
Your soulmate is in South America or Africa. That's where your soulmate is. It ain't in the United States of America. I promise you that. Um, I don't even think I could date. If God forbid if something happened, me and my girl broke up, I couldn't date. I couldn't date. I'd have to just spend the rest of my life serving God.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to either because it's too much drama.
It's
Way,
too
way,
much.
it's too much drama,
It's
especially in today's day and age. Like everybody's got an issue with something, and it's like you say something wrong. Like let's say you don't agree with Black Lives Matter, or you say you're like I don't agree with Black Lives Matter, but I agree with All Lives Matter, or I don't think that this person's a Karen. Like if you just something small like that, people cancel you. You can't, or like you're like I like Goya. I'm still gonna buy Goya cans. People
yeah,
cancel you.
yeah. It's that's why I said, you need somebody who don't speak the language. Somebody that's never seen a cell phone before. Get you. Go to Libya and buy you a wife. You'd be better off, yo. I'm telling you, it's a lot of go to the islands, you know. Go to the islands, man. Go get you somebody who who ain't never seen much before, man. Because I tell you what, man, these American women spoiled, man. They not gonna treat you good.
But you know the story of the Russian wives, the Russian mail order wives, is you get when they come over here, they stop being all lovey dovey and taking care of their men. They just get all wild.
Yeah. That's why you gotta leave the Dominican girls alone, because the Dominican girls is notorious for that too. Um, and some of the South American girls you gotta watch out for. That they're real good to use you to get that visa and get in the country. So you gotta. That's why you gotta know which ones to pick. If they picked you, if you chilling at the bar and she coming up in the hot dress, yeah, she probably setting you up, dog. She probably setting you up, you know. But it's a very also we're also in a time and place where it's almost like you can actually pick exactly what you want to
That's
in
true.
dating because of social media. And if you have the resources, you could say, hey, I want somebody 5'10", dark hair, Italian descent, you know what I mean, and is athletic, right? That you can find that.
Yes and no.
Okay, why no?
A lot of people on social media lie about who they are. They perceive to be
Oh
all these
yeah,
different things. And point in case on Twitter this week, there's a female, she followed me. She had a larger account, so and she was like commenting, interacting with me. And if I see a female on crypto Twitter that is in crypto and Bitcoin, I will generally, I'll follow them back because I want to support females in the space. So I'm chatting with her, and my homeboy DMs me. He's like, Wendy. I go, yeah. He goes, this is a boy, right? And she even had a video of her on her profile. And I was like, no. He's like, yeah. And he showed me the DMs, and it was 100% a guy. He's like, yeah, I'm a guy, but I have a female picture because da 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 da. So even though you can order somebody, you don't necessarily know that that's really them. And even if you do meet them, maybe the personality that they're portraying to you online is not who they are in person or over the phone. Maybe they're a crazy person.
yeah. That's another reason why I'm not too keen on trying to be single out here. I stick to my women close because some of y'all gonna come out and think you got something else on the birth certificate. Yeah, yeah, that's wild. Um, that's really wild. We gonna leave that alone because there's a lot of things I can't say.
Yeah, I'll just say it's scary. But the advice that I gave my friend, I was like, set your radius in a larger radius, because you can't just expect, because he's like he
Yeah,
has all these qualifications that he wants, like because he's very successful, and he wants another woman that's successful, but then he also wants her to be like a traditional wife. And I was like, okay, I said, hold up. You want a woman that's very successful, but you also want her to be a traditional wife and stay at home and cook and clean. If a
that don't
woman
make
is
sense.
it doesn't make it's not you're not going to find it. It's
Yeah,
counterproductive, because if you want a traditional woman that already has a career, she's not going to quit her job and do that.
yeah. Yeah. You would need to get you a woman who's kind of like
A little bit lower class than you. That's what I would think. That's the advice I gave him.
or her job is very womanly, right?
Mm,
For example, event coordinator, right? These are women who make a really good living. doing girl shit. you know,
I do events.
yeah, you got a little bit of girliness to you, right?
I'm very alpha though.
You are. That's that Leo in you. That's that Leo.
Yeah.
You gotta dominate. Gotta be out front. Gotta be seen. All attention on me. I'm head bitch in charge, right?
I am that bitch.
And there's certain qualities like that. I think there's definitely masculine and feminine roles in business, and if you can select somebody who's more in a feminine role, for example, there's a lot of women who are executive assistants who make six figures, right?
Hmm.
So an executive assistant is basically a traditional wife, right? She's doing what you
But she's
say,
a traditional wife for somebody else, not for you.
right? Which means you now gonna quit your job and be my executive assistant, basically whatever I tell you to do, but you my wife. You see what I'm saying? So you already in that role. You already an assistant. Because that's what a traditional wife is. She's an assistant to the man,
Hmm.
right? She raises the kids, right?
Hmm.
Whereas a corporate wife is someone who's a little bit further detached from the kitchen, a little bit further detached from the children, and the duties become shared.
Hmm.
And that's the new traditional household that people are seeing because women are able to become successful and get corporate jobs and make a really good living doing so. Um, but traditional can also mean she accepts you as head of household, right? But I feel like that's not up to her. That's up to you as a man. You know,
That's yeah,
if
it
she
is.
if your woman don't already treat you like you had a household, it's because you lack a certain amount of masculinity. She's got more masculinity than you, and that's why you're like, why won't she submit to me? Like, because you a pussy, motherfucker. Sorry for the language.
No, you know what? I like the language, but another interesting thing, don't let me lose my train of thought. Don't let me lose my train of thought. Is that I feel kind of like with the CV going on, I think that relationship roles are going to start to revert back to more old school because right now a lot of people are out of work and I feel like there's only going to be one person working in the household because jobs a lot of people are losing their jobs, a lot of industries are not the same, so I feel like a lot of and also too people with families, people with kids, schools are shut down. A lot of kids are going to have to be homeschooled. There has to be a parent home because daycares are closed. There has to be a parent staying home. So I feel like COVID is essentially forcing people to get back in their gender roles.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely see a lot of that under COVID. Absolutely. And I see a lot of that with the assistance of AI, where some of the roles that women occupy in the workspace may be taken over by AI and they may be phased out back into the home and looking for a man to take care of them. Um, it's a very interesting subject, right? Like, what is the place of the woman, right, in the household? And I don't necessarily agree with the woman being subservient to a man. I don't subscribe to that. I feel that me being the person I am, I'm gonna be the alpha in the room no matter what room I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, and that's not something I have to try to do, right? That's just how I'm set up. Um, but relationships are going to change, and I think the LGBT community is going to have a lot to do with that. Um, yeah, I think that you're going to see a rise in homosexual relationships because, um, well, AI and dependency of people upon others and looking for relationships. So the need for relationships with others is going to become more important, and the undesirable women, the ones that don't look too good, might need to seek their own gender for some sort of relationship. But I think relationships are going to become very strong as AI and robots start to take over. People are going to cherish human reactions more, and there's going to be another rise in homosexual relationships. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Like, if people want to do that, that's cool. But relationships and what they and so I bring that up because how those relationships operate are going to affect heterosexual relationships.
Hmm.
Um, because these gender roles, right? Gender roles is like what people are talking about. So like these roles are going from very or used to be defined to very ambiguous now. It's just like, so what is a man's place in a household, right? And once that's questioned, it's like,
How is it? Like, I don't even know how people are questioning it. Like, to me, a man, like, if I was, okay, if I'm single and I'm looking for a partner, if I'm looking for a man, I want an alpha man. I want someone that works. I want someone that's daddy. I want somebody that's going to say, that's going to require a certain amount of things from me, but it's also going to be very uplifting and being supportive to me. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I'm not looking for some cuck beta that's like, oh, it's okay if you are posting bikini pics, and it's okay if cheat on me. Like, I don't want, like, if the moment that another man gives me the green light to do whatever the hell I want, no, I'm not interested in that.
yeah, yeah. Um, Hilawe, Rolo will call. Oh no, no. Robert Sang said Will got with Margot Robbie. I don't feel sad for him. Hilawe said Rolo will call Will a blue pill alpha. B Weezy Bird said, "Did you see people dunk on Scott Adams for the age gap between him and his new wife? What's the age gap between him and his wife?
Who is it?
He said something about Scott Adams and the age gap between him and his new wife. Well, first of all, how you know Scott Adams, right?
I'm looking right now. Is he a age Sky Adams IMBD? He's an actor. Why is my internet all weird?
Scott Adams, he's like he was born 1957. Oh yeah,
Oh, is this a white guy?
yeah. He's a white dude. Oh yeah, he's up there.
Oh, he's 70 and she's 35. Is that it?
Oh yeah, she's 35.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know how old she is.
Sky
Um,
Adams.
I mean he's Scott Adams though. Like
Scott
he's
Adams or Sky Adams?
Scott.
Scott Adams.
I mean it's Scott Adams. Like he's so like accomplished. Like this is the dude who created Dilbert. Like
Oh, this
wouldn't
guy.
wouldn't he have a hot young wife?
Why wouldn't you have it? Why wouldn't you have a hot young wife if you got fuck you money? Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, is this? Oh,
What?
okay. No, she's young. She's real young.
How old is she?
Her name, and I'm pulling her up right now, Christina Barsham.
Okay. Is
Is
she
that
hot?
her? Yeah. If this is the same wife, yeah, she's born. Oh, she's a yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Facts about Christina. She's
She was.
31 and he's what, 70?
She's smart, but she's very.
Pianist, violinist,
Mhm.
Instagram model. She's a pianist and a violinist. I mean, she's very well cultured. She's probably an interesting individual.
Yeah, her family's got money probably.
Yeah. I don't know why they bugging about the age gap.
That's their business. They're adults. It's not. This is the thing. I don't have an issue with the age gap for most people, but I
Yeah.
do have an issue if it's like an 18-year-old girl, or maybe even if it's an 18-year-old girl. Then I'm kind of like, you're a weirdo because she's not really. You're not really an adult. I didn't become an adult until I was like 21. That's when I started really maturing as a person. And then even then, I think a lot of girls until they're like 25, they don't start maturing, and men don't start until they're like 30, 35.
Yeah. Women under the age of 25 are just really annoying, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, but I don't know. Scott, she's hot. She's a hot looking chick, congrats to Scott, man. Got himself a little young love. Little young love. But I mean, when you're accomplished, like like, and you got money, like who you're not dating some chick that's like hooked up to a life support machine, right? You're not
Right.
hooked. You're not trying to pick. You're not attracted to grannies, right? Like nobody's attracted to grannies. Well, I can't say nobody's. I'm sure there's a demographic out there that is, but like, come on now.
But the motivation for her, because she is accomplished. So what is the motivation for her?
I don't know. Ain't it some shit like where like women like older guys or some shit like that?
But
And
he's fucking old.
yeah, he is
He's
old.
not attractive. Like when I was young, like running around in Hollywood, I would have men come up to me that were old like that, and I would.
But he's like super smart though. Like, maybe
But
she's like she
that,
likes geeks. You think she's taking advantage of him?
I don't necessarily know. It just me personally, like she's super hot. She could have any guy she wants, like a good looking younger guy, even a guy that's like 35 or 40 years old that's got a great physique and everything. Like he's old. He's got the geriatric look to him. That's not attractive to me. Like I would probably be grossed out
What
in bed.
what if he's a pimp like McAfee on the low and we just don't know it?
Okay, let me tell you something. I get vibes. I get vibes from people because I'm an empath. Scott Adams does not have that pimp. He does not have that pimp. If Mick Jagger walked up to me and said, "Get over here," that's different. That's some different energy right there.
you,
It's
don't think, you
different.
don't think Scott Adams got that?
I don't know. I don't know. That's just not. I normally don't judge really based off looks, but he's just not attractive to me. Maybe I just don't like white men. I don't know.
Oh my god. Shout out to the people in the chat holding me down. Kristen in the chat holding me down. Um God damn.
Let's talk about one more thing and then we'll get going. I got to talk to you about one more thing.
All right.
And I'm going to
Good.
have a list of topics for you next week because I've been working on them. So there's a
Huh.
movie that came out. It's on Netflix and it is like a softcore porn movie. And I watched it because I'm seeing everybody talk about it. It is called 365 Days.
What? What is this
Google,
on?
it's on Netflix, it's free. So Google 365 days. Google 365 days. I'm going to pull it up and I want you to go to, okay, just
Oh,
Google
what?
365 days
Oh yeah, I'm typing
actor.
that.
Look up the actor.
Um, Michelle Marone.
Yeah, look at him.
Oh, the dude. Yeah, I see him. Dark skinned cat.
So he is apparently in the movie, he's an Italian, like Italian mobster. He's like the Don. So what happens is something happened where his dad got shot and killed in front of him. And he like lost a lot of blood and he sees this girl on the beach. So he becomes obsessed with her. And he is like been looking for her for 5 years. So he finds her, he kidnaps her, and he tells her, he's like, you're gonna have hold on. He says, you have 1 year to fall in love with me. And like
Oh, this movie.
that movie.
Yo, it's good.
I liked it.
Oh my, y'all see, y'all women are weird, man. Y'all are weird. That's just weird. Cause here's what I do, right? Like, I wanted to find something good on Netflix, so I typed in best Netflix, and
And you
because people are so SEO driven, every day I get a new selection of what's best, right? And it's 365 days thing keeps popping up on every list, right? Like you got to watch it, and I read the description. It's about this guy who kidnaps a woman and tells her that she has a year to fall in love with him. And I'm like, I'm not watching this. This is insane. Like this is a horrible idea. Like who would do this? Like what sick bastard? And so now, like you say, you like it. Here I am. I gotta assume that they fall in love. They really fall in love.
I can't tell you what happens.
That's exactly what happens because that's how you women are. Like y'all love these love stories, and it's
It's
like
not,
what kind of
it's not really a love story.
what?
I can't tell you what happens, but I will tell you that I've got a crush on the lead actor.
See, see, it's something wrong with y'all. It's something wrong with y'all.
Because he's very dominant. He's got that alpha because you don't there guys these days they don't have that alpha with them. They don't. They're just a bunch of cuck betas and Massimo is not alpha or he's an alpha. He's not a cuck.
So how does he kidnap her? Does he trick her and like say, "I got candy, hop in the van"?
He okay, so there's a funny thing from the movie, and like when he first sees her again, he goes, "Are you lost, baby girl?" And he says it in the accent.
And it's got an accent, so of course you falling for it. See, it's why this is exactly why women be kidnapped because y'all be hooked on a damn accent.
So I don't know if he drugged her. I don't know what happened, but he got her, and she wakes up. She's like, and then he like grabs her by the throat and he like tells her what's going to go on. And then she's like fighting with him, and like all this sexual tension builds up. And then yeah, it was really good though.
Nah, I'm gonna have to pass on that movie. I'm gonna have to pass, yo. Thank you for the recommendation. I'm just gonna stick to. I'm gonna keep watching The Shy. Currently, I'm watching The Shy. It's a
Is it?
nice. It's a hood flick, hood series. Lena Waithe, is black female director.
Okay.
It's it's like a gangster cop element. People die. People ain't getting shot. I'm usually not happy with whatever I'm watching. So we average 1.5 deaths a episode. So I'm happy.
Well, I'm going to watch 365 Days one more time because I probably watched it about 365 times within the last week. I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna watch it again, and then I'll start watching your show.
Yeah, The Shy is it's very it's funny. These badass kids. They're like, I don't know, I want to say 13, 14 in high school. They bad as hell. They be cussing. And it's like the movie's ghetto for like no absolute good reason. It's just a good ghetto fun time, and the storyline's actually really fucking good. So like, it's really like I said, I don't watch stuff. It's on Showtime,
Okay.
so I don't get a chance to watch stuff, but I try to find shit I could watch with my shorty just so we can have some bonding time. So we bond over this show and we have a good laugh. It's got some core elements, and I like a little bit of the core element, the legal stuff, people trying to get off on crimes and pleading down and all of that. But yeah, I'm not touching it 365 days. That sounds a little too what is it? Sadomasochist.
It totally is.
Yeah, and I'm not into that.
You want to go over one more topic? Or you want to go?
Let's do it. Let's do it. One more.
Okay. So I was watching something, and it was a TikTok. 'Cause I'm on TikTok all the time now, as I like being on there. It's nice from Twitter. So did you see all the people that got hacked on Twitter today?
Yeah, all the blue checks got hacked.
Okay. I just mad. Well, actually, some people. There was one account on crypto Twitter. He did not. He was two accounts from crypto Twitter that were not blue checks that got hacked.
Really?
Hmm.
Damn.
But um, so this TikTok she said, what is your man's love language? She said mine is my man likes to be of service to me. That's how he shows his love. And when she talks about him being of service, she just bringing her food plate after food plate after food plate, like different times of the day and different days and stuff. But that's how he shows his love, is not by telling her I love you, but like by making her food and bringing it to her.
Every day.
Yeah.
That TikTok thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that before with dogs. um, it's cute, I guess. That's beautiful. That they have that. That connection. They're able to turn it into good, lovable, wholesome TikTok content that people love to consume.
But
You know, you
everybody's got a different love language though.
This is true. This is true. And Western women's love language is likes and retweets.
My love language is listening to me when I speak.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Yeah. And
Y'all
and
don't really care too much about the likes.
his is I don't give a shit about. I say whatever I want. I'm so different because I'm so off brand. Like I don't really have a brand, and I just say whatever I want, and sometimes people like it, sometimes they don't, and I just don't care. But
Yeah.
I know his love language, his is my husband's, his is the hell his is paying the bills. That's what his is.
Yeah.
That's how he shows his love.
Oh, that's how he shows his love
Mm-hmm.
by paying the bills.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good man. That man's just a better man than me. Wendy O would have been coughing up some of that crypto money.
I'm actually going to sell my car. One of my because we got three cars, so I'm going to sell one of them. I'm going to buy a lowrider or muscle car.
You're gonna buy him a muscle car?
No, it's going to be mine.
You're gonna buy him one.
Me.
See, this is what's wrong with yo. He pay all the bills. And her next statement is, you know what? I'm getting me a muscle car.
He gets his shotgun.
Oh, he goes, now he can't even drive. You gonna make him sit shotgun.
He don't let me
Yo.
drive. He don't let me drive.
This is true. He doesn't.
He
What
does.
kind of what kind of car you gonna get?
I don't know. I like Lincolns a lot, and I like the Challengers. So I don't know.
You want something real ghetto.
Hello.
So you're gonna sell your current car
No,
and
I
you're
have
gonna go
two.
get. Oh, you have two cars.
I have two, and then he's got the work truck.
Oh, y'all balling.
No, one of them is paid off because I'm a crazy person and I hoard money. So anytime we needed a new car, I would pay for it in cash. And then he got his work truck, and then one of the cars is a company car, but it's my car, if that makes sense.
Y'all balling. Okay, upper middle class bourgeoisie.
Soon, soon. So I'm gonna sell the one car that's paid off. I want to get a lowrider or something.
You gonna get a lowrider?
I kind of want to. I kind of want to.
You've been hanging around them Latinos a little too long.
No, I took the baby to the gym with me because I wanted to donate some water. But oh, by the way, my trainer, I told her what we do, and she wants to come. She's a marriage or couples therapist, and she said she'd love to come on.
Do it.
All right,
Let's do
I'll
it.
set it up. She's dope.
Yeah.
She is a queen. You're gonna love her. She's just dope. But so it's funny. There's a meme that says if your man ain't paying attention to you, you wear a sundress. You go to the hood, find a gas station in the hood, wear a sundress, and somebody and some either some crackhead or some cholo will holler at you. And lo and behold, outside the gym on the south side, I'm putting my daughter in the car. I'm dressed as I normally am, so of course there's this car that pulls up right next to me, the scrub on the side, or if I forget, but he's just like, because they go pss, 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 and they and they just hard to stare. They just were like just stared at me. I'm like,
So what happened?
nothing. I said, move along.
Uh, that's it.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in some scrub. Please.
When he pulled up in a lowrider?
No, they had like a Tundra or something.
Oh, Latino?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, they rubbing off on you. That's why you want to get a lowrider.
Nah, I want an old car. My grandpa always drove Cadillacs. Always drove Cadillacs.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you ghetto as hell. You Cadillac. You went from Challenger to Cadillac. Yo,
Maybe
my
Impala. We don't know.
my dad would cuss me out if I ever got a Cadillac.
Are you serious? Why?
Nah, just jokes. He like, you ain't got a nigga car. My dad hates common cars. Like if everybody has one, like I remember he had an Acura, um, like right before they got popular, and as soon as everybody went out and got Acura, he like switched to another brand.
What does he
He
drive now?
Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's got Teslas though.
But it's Tesla. It's not exactly a car anymore. It's a Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah. You ever driven a Tesla?
No, I don't like flashy stuff.
Yo, you gotta drive
Except
the
a
Tesla.
lowrider.
Yo, the Tesla it's a completely different experience.
How what are they like 50 grand?
You can get them less than that, but fully loaded with fully autonomous or almost fully autonomous, yeah, about
Okay.
50K for the three
That's
fully loaded.
that's not
If
too
you
bad.
if you do the truck fully loaded, it's over 100K.
Hmm.
My homie's got the truck.
Okay.
Yeah, the doors lift up. He got it fully loaded. That shit,
Um,
that thing sexy. My nigga Demic, yeah, that shit sexy. Oh, and you know, you pull up and the doors open up, and then you tell it to come pick you up, and that thing pick you up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get one. Maybe that'll be my Christmas gift.
See, there you go, collecting cars.
I'm like, that's what I want for Christmas.
Oh yeah, and as a Tesla's just a different experience.
All right. Well, this was another fantastic episode. So we'll be next Wednesday.
Yeah, next Wednesday. Anybody who hasn't watched the McAfee interview, go watch the McAfee interview like ASAP. It's like 2.5 hours
It's worth
worth
it though.
every single minute. Every single minute. But yeah, that's all I got, yo.
All right. You guys, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, set alerts, and we will catch you guys next Wednesday at 9:30 ET. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye bye.